I'm Ellen Brown, President of the Rotary Club of Harrisburg. We're part of an international community and humanitarian service organization comprised of 1.4 million members in over 44,000 clubs in more than 200 countries. Rotary leads the world in volunteer service. For more than 112 years, the Rotary Club of Harrisburg has organized impactful local service projects that changes lives and creates hope where it's needed most. Please join us at a Rotary luncheon at the Hilton, service on a Monday, or a Rotary alternate meeting to meet our members who are waiting to welcome you. You can find out more about us at hbgrotary.org. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We hope to welcome you as a member soon.
Would you stand and welcome our District Governor, Fred Gellert?
Thanks. Well, thanks. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me. Are we pulling? Yep, he's pulling up the slides. Okay. In the interest of time, I'm going to jump a little bit on a couple things here just to make sure, because I do want to save a few minutes at the end to get to questions, discussion, anything you want to tell me. I always start off with each of these visits to just pause for a moment and say thank you. Thank you for being in Rotary. Thank you for being part of the Harrisburg Club. Thank you for all you do individually and collectively for Rotary, for the club, for the community, and the broader South Central Pennsylvania region. I didn't grow up here, but I chose to stay here, and I love it here. And part of that is what Rotary does to make this a great place to live. So thank you for what all you've done and are continuing to do. Thank you for recognizing these students. Whenever I hear these students of the month, student of the quarter kinds of things, and I find out what the students are doing, puts me to shame from when I was a student, really. Some of these, I don't know where you sleep or when you sleep, but all the various activities that go on is pretty impressive. So thank you. And sometimes we just got to pause for a minute and pat ourselves on the back because the work the Rotary clubs do is impressive. Our current president of RI is Gordon McAnally, a very fine gentleman I've gotten to interact with a few times. He's asked us to look at a couple of things. The first is promoting peace. I'll talk in a few minutes about one aspect of that we're going to try as a district. But the events of October 7th have really brought this to the forefront, and Rotary has an area of focus working on this. The second is promoting positive mental health in ourselves, in our communities, in our club mates. Gordon has a very tough story about losing his brother to suicide. He was suffering from depression, and it's affected Gordon deeply. And so he's asked us to do what we can to work in this area of positive mental health. And so that's our president. I'm the governor. Our president of Rotary International. The theme of the year is create hope in the world, a really cool phrase. If you've not seen his announcement of his theme from the January International Assembly, it's online. You can Google it. It's a really good story of how he came to this theme. I have placed on the tables the theme pins, free to a good home. Please take that. If you don't have one, I've got more in my bag, and I'd be glad to give those out. But please add that to your Rotary collection. We belong to what I think of as a very good district. We're about mid-size. When you go through your governor training, you get to interact with incoming governors from all over the world. We're kind of in the middle. A very good district. There's so many things about our district that are positive, our giving, our service, all that sort of stuff. So thank you for that, for making it that way. The primary place that we're struggling a little bit as a district is in membership. All the clubs are feeling this. We've lost over 500 members in the last 6 or so years, which is really interesting when you think every club has brought in new members. So the real number is much higher than 500 in terms of those that have left Rotary. 500 is kind of the net that we've lost as a district. So anything we can do individually and collectively to ask people to join Rotary, right? Most of us were asked to join Rotary by somebody. For me, it was a fellow instructor at the War College. Found out my mom was a district governor and goes, "Oh, you're in Rotary, right?" No. Well, you are now. Drug me to a meeting and look where I am. So pay it forward, ask somebody to come to a meeting. and just see where we can land. So a little work in that effort would be good. The other one that I have some concern about is the declining number of students on the youth exchange program. That is a wonderful program. My club has sponsored students out and in. It's just a really cool program. So anything we can do to promote that. Host families is a challenge. So if you know some folks that would be really good host families for a student, please let us know that. But then also, just like the students here, good quality students who apply for this program that we can send out for a year to a country of their choice would help build the program back up. So thank you. My goals are pretty straightforward, two main ones. I'd love to end the year at net 1 on membership, net positive 1. Whether we get there or not, anything we can do to stem the tide would be useful. But the second is a little emphasis on the environment this year. I'm a big Boy Scout leader, hunter, fisher, all that kind of stuff. And we have challenges in Pennsylvania, water, land, all that sort of stuff. So anything we can do to make some improvements in that area would be useful. And we got some things coming up in the spring at the district for a service project. So as I was becoming governor, I was kind of thinking about how did I get to where I am in Rotary at this point, and 3 words came to mind: serving, learning, and leading. I'll highlight a couple things in each of those to give you some thoughts about as you continue your Rotary journey. The first is service. Many of us joined because of this aspect of Rotary. I love the service projects, both international and local. This club is no stranger to service projects locally and internationally. Thank you for all that you do in that. We have a very good district when it comes to service. We currently have some Rotarians out right now in Zambia on a vocational training team, improving optical care for people in Zambia. So I look forward when I get back, we'll get them around to talk about this. My question to you is simply, what are you passionate about? Is there something we are not doing, the club, the district, in that arena? And if so, put your hand up, say, hey, I'd like us to work in this area. Get a couple of Rotarians together and things can start moving and work on some challenge that you see in the world. So think about that, talk with the club leadership and see where we might go this year, next, or the year after kind of thing. There's all kinds of needs. I guarantee there is something you will find passionate to have us work on. We just had our dinner, as Ellen mentioned. It was great to see all the different awards and Rotarians and clubs getting recognized. We announced several new initiatives at the dinner, one of which is I've asked us to try to become what's called a peace builder district. So districts that donate $25,000 or more to the peace and conflict resolution area focus in Rotary's Foundation get designated as a peace building district. Given the events that started earlier in October, I thought it would be kind of a good time for us to work on that. So I'm asking Rotarians to consider donating some to that effort from now to February 23rd, the 119th anniversary of Rotary. We'll see where we're at in February, and if we've gotten to the 25,000 level, then we'll get designated as a peace building district, and we'll announce that at the district conference in April. There's some details coming out in the Rotary Reporter of how you do that. Basically, you can donate online or you can send a check to the district office. But peace building is one of the areas of Rotary, and it clearly is in need right now worldwide. Learning. So I taught for 11 years at the War College, plus 3 more at West Point. Learning is a big part of my life, and I've come to realize there's a number of things I've experienced in Rotary that's helped me grow in Rotary. If you've not been on the Rotary Learning Center yet, they've done a lot of work building courses. There's a host of topics in there that you can take. I've used it myself for a number of things to figure out, like, okay, what does Rotary say I'm supposed to do about this, that, or the other thing? So it's available 24/7 on Rotary.org. Just log yourself in, go to the Rotary Learning Center, and away you go. There's all kinds of courses in there to help you understand Rotary and give you some tools that you might use in the club, at work, in your life, kind of thing. You heard I've graduated from the Rotary Leadership Institute. We belong to the Northeast America Division. Every month or so, there's classes being done around. We just hosted one in September. We'll do that again next September. But this is another fine opportunity to get in some formal training sessions with other Rotarians and come away from it smarter about Rotary, smarter about leadership, smarter about service, and all the things that Rotary does. So consider that. How many have been to one or more parts of RLI? Okay, a couple of us. So Una can certainly talk about, and she's an instructor as well. as being a graduate. So talk to her about this, but it is certainly an opportunity to grow in Rotary. Our zone has conferences. We just had one at the end of September. A big event, about 400 Rotarians up in Toronto. It tends to be focused on those in leadership positions or coming into leadership, but they've also opened it up to Rotarians writ large. And so there was all kinds of breakout sessions that you would find useful. We will do it again next September. Please consider joining us. It'll be in Toronto. We've already got the location set. Please consider joining us. I know you'll come away from that inspired and informed and ready to come back for new success in the club. While there, on the Friday night after dinner, we ran an event. It was called Bouncing for the Foundation. So if you've seen these Zor balls, these inflatable, it kind of looks like a donut. You put it over your body, and then you get in this ring, and it's kind of the sumo wrestler thing, right? Bouncing off each other. And so they did it to raise funds for the foundation. So your district governor strapped one of those balls on, got in the ring. I won my first match. Then I got in with a bigger guy in the second match, and physics took over, and out I went. But the reason I tell you that, besides it was kind of fun, is in one night, getting donations from all the districts in attendance and that sort of thing, and people betting on who they thought was going to win the whole thing. They raised $103,000 for the foundation in one night. It was an incredible event, not that difficult to put on, and that was a couple of Rotarians that came up with that idea about what could we do different to raise money for the foundation. So I passed that on to President Allen. Nobody got hurt that I'm aware of. I didn't. But you may want to have them sign liability documents. But you can rent those balls, maybe at an event in the future. You guys can put that on, get some of these young folks in there and see what comes out of it. But it was pretty fun. The zone also had a conference up in Alaska in August. I took myself up there, focused on the environment in the Arctic. It was very well done. I came away from that really impressed with the many things I did not understand about the Arctic, all that is changing environmentally. And if there's anything I can pass on to you, it's simply this: the North is coming south. So if you think about all the changes that are going on up in the Arctic, from people migration, animal migrations, climate change, water flows, seaway change, economic changes, all of that is having effects that are starting to feel down here in the United States, not just up in Alaska, but down in the continental United States. And so it's something we all just kind of need to be paying attention to. It was a really well done conference. I learned a lot. They will do these again in varying places and for different topics. We'll get the information out, but it was well worth my time going up there. The Rotary International Conventions, I've been to 2. How many have been to 1 or more international conventions? Okay, a handful of folks. This is Rotary writ large on display. I've enjoyed both the conferences I've been to. You come away from it just amazed at the sheer scope of what Rotary is involved in worldwide. There's all these breakout sessions and booths, information booths, and you're just talking to Rotarians from everywhere. All the Rotary leaders are there talking to folks. So the next one is at the end of May. It's in Singapore. There's 9 Rotarians from the district going. I happen to be one. I've been to Singapore once before for work related. It's a long way away. I get that. It's a great place. I really enjoyed my time there. If you cannot make Singapore, the next 3 are listed there. The third one is Honolulu, Hawaii. Having been stationed in Hawaii twice, I can absolutely recommend that as a destination. So think about that as you think about your Rotary journey in the next couple of years. Might you join us at 1 or more of these conventions? You will be amazed at all that you experience there. The third word is leading. As I thought back to getting to this point, I've had a number of opportunities to lead at the club and district level in varying ways. And what I really came to appreciate is all that I've experienced in that. Now, I'm not going to tell you every hour of that was fun. There's occasionally things that creep up that, it happens, right, in our work, in our family life. But I have benefited from it. I have enjoyed getting to know just a host of Rotarians all over. And so I simply pass on to you, as you think about the next couple of years and what you're going to do in Rotary, can you step up to something? Whether it's one of the positions in the club, lead a project, something at the district level. Is there something you have talent and passion about that you could give some time helping lead? We will be better for that, and I think you will gain from that as well. So give that some thought. Talk to President Allen, President-elect Scott about where the needs are in the club, but see what you might volunteer to get involved in leading in the club or in the district.